Hello everybody, welcome back. It's me, your old pal Orpheus, with another edition of Orpheus Plays. Here playing Blade and Sorcery in the marketplace. We're doing survival mode today, but I also wanted to talk today about something that I think is important to a lot of people, and that's happiness, right? We're going to talk about happiness, what it is, why it's so important, what you can do to maybe feel a little bit more of that in your life. So let's get into that. Anyway, I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it's day or night, or you're wondering why these birds are sort of a slideshow of birds. I think there's a lot of birds. See, those are normal. Those are anyway. Hi, how you doing? So we are playing the PC version today, and we're going to start rocking stuff out. Of course, all the wonderful breakables that we've come to love here in Update 12. I've also got a couple of mods that I'm going to be showing off. These are the Magic Hand mods. These are pretty badass, and I'll show you why in a little bit here. You're going to love these things. Anyway, so let's start things off. Choice of 3 weapons comes out. We wreck some faces with them, and we go from there. Let me turn up the volume on my headset so I can hear all the blood and gore and all that stuff. All right. Another great day for murder. Let's start things off. We'll do our traditional slow motion kill of the day, but not with that. Oh, no. We're going to do it with our Atlantean rapier. Yes, come here. You missed. That's pathetic. Here. Let's... She's a sword swallower. Oh, gross. Anyway, so yeah, let's put that back. So I want to show you first the grabby hands thing. Of course, you can do stuff like this, right? Hold on, I need that. Of course, you can do your general, big hand pickup stuff, like in Giant Cop and all those other games. You can do some throwing people around and everything like that. But what I've discovered you can also do is you can pick up weapons. Hold on. There we go. You can pick up weapons, right? Hold on. Whoop. No, I need to do it without... And you can use them. You can use them like a regular weapon. Hold on. There we go. That's what I wanted. So you can use them just like a regular weapon. You can cut people up with it. See, I had to choose the Lord of the Rings, the Nazgul sword, because it's really the only big sword in the game right now. At least for what I have. This thing's enormous. But I figured it's a good size for this, and it turns out it is. I love this so much. Here, let's do a little bit of spider action here. Nope, come on. Spider hands. Oh, you threw a rock at me, bro. All right, let's do a little sword play with this thing. Can I duel? Come on, let's do it. Come on. This would be terrifying to encounter. Like, you're fighting a wizard, and he's like, I'm not going to use my regular hands. I'm going to summon these giant ass ones so I can thrash you without even touching you. Anyway, this kind of pertains to what I'm talking about. Happiness, right? Happiness is a let's first define what happiness is, right? As if it weren't a simple kind of subject, but it's sort of something that we need to kind of define before we go any further. All right, let's dump this into the Brad. That's our pit, named Brad, yeah. So let's define what happiness is. Happiness is when you have very little care in the world for things that you're worrying about, right? You feel like you're just floating along. You feel like you're just floating along, not a care in the world. You might feel that feeling of joy, that rush of endorphins that happens when you hear a funny joke, or when you go to see a good movie, right? Or you have a nice meal, right? You feel happy about it afterwards. Overpowered. And you get this feeling of just joy and comfort and wow. There you go. You can take that. But this overall feeling of well-being is like exactly what happiness comes out to be, right? You can twice. Oh no. You can feel happiness just from a general state of being. It doesn't have to... Yeah, the sword has ceased to function as it should. There we go. But you can feel happiness as a general state of being, right? Just the same way as you can feel misery as the pink mist of doom. Just the same way that you can feel misery about things, okay? So now that we've defined a little bit of what happiness is, okay? It's this idea that you're doing good, everything is going well, you got a little smile on your face, a little hum in your heart, right? You're doing... Bro? You're feeling good, you're doing well, okay. So, let's talk about why it's so important, right? In order to keep going through your everyday life, you need something to go for, right? The hand is not working very well with that anyway. So, uh-oh. We're having trouble. There we go. So, the idea of why happiness is so important is because you need something to keep you going every day, right? And a lot of the response, whoa, where did she go? Holy Christmas, So you need something to keep you going every day. And hopefully you have motivation to feel happiness, right? Because without happiness, you don't really feel much like there's anything to strive for, right? You don't get this feeling like you're doing anything right. You don't feel like you're contributing, and it can be just because things aren't going well for you, okay? Oh, good Lord. It's because things aren't probably going too well for you, right? But, sting, yes. But when you think about it, happiness is important because it gives you that joy, that fervor, that break, right? It gives you that little respite, that rest from things that are bothering you. And it gives you something to look forward to, right? You think about, well, if I'm going to go on vacation or something, you get this feeling that you're anticipating, right? So we used to have a thing that we'd do. You'd put up a little countdown clock, right? Before you had like a digital assistant to tell you that something's coming up in a few days. We'd have a countdown clock or something for like vacation. Oh no. Sort of like vacation or going to Disney or something like that, right? And as that date approached, you're like, ooh, I feel amazing. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. And no matter what you have going on in life, you look at that clock and you're like, it's counting down towards the new year, towards when I'm going to go and bitch slap Mickey Mouse or something, right? Oh, no. Nice shot, Orpheus. Damn. I've been working on how to throw things with my gravity spell. Obviously, it's paying off. But you get that feeling of happiness by seeing that timer count down. Okay. Well, notice that I'm likening the idea of happiness to an event or a thing, right? Because I think a lot of people find trouble when they go looking for Did I not? Okay. When they go looking for happiness. When you go searching for it, like, I want to be happy. I want happiness. Damn, lady. Drama queen of the day. Ding, 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 ding. Refused to give up her time on screen. But I think what the mistake is here, and this is just my opinion, you can agree or disagree. Let me know in the comments below. Nice swipe, bro. I think we want happiness, right? You say, I want happiness. And it's because, you want a state, where you're always feeling happy. You're thinking of it as like an existential, like a whole idea of who you are. I want to be happy, right? I want happiness. Well, there's an old adage that comes from Eastern philosophy. And it goes like this. A man once walked up to Buddha and he said, I want happiness. And Buddha said first, get rid of I, because I represents ego. And ego is something that prevents you from understanding yourself. And it prevents you from understanding others. Now I'm paraphrasing on that part. Then remove the word want, because want is desire. Desire causes pain. Because when you spend all your time seeking something specific, you'll find misery in that desire. Now, When you get rid of I and want, the Buddha said all you're left with is happiness. Might sound simple, okay? It might sound like a very, like, well, duh, right? But it also might sound like, well, I guess you're just telling me to be happy. You know, don't worry, be happy, right? Okay, great. That song is literally going to be in my head for the rest of the day. There you go. You're welcome. But it's a very Zen concept when you're looking for happiness. Instead of going for happiness as something that you're seeking in a general state of mind, because you're going to be chasing a dragon all the time, okay? You're going to be looking for it. Where can I find happiness? How can I be happier, right? People reading books about it. Oh, how to be a happier person in 10 easy steps or something like that. Well, it's never that simple. Because when you just accept the fact that you're going to get happiness from certain things in your life, right? Nope. When you just accept that you're going to find happiness in different places, and you stop worrying about, oh, how am I going to be happy? I don't feel happy. Why don't I feel happy? You spend all your time thinking about that concept. You spend all your time chasing the dragon of happiness. Instead, my suggestion here is find little things, like this little tiny stool right here. This could represent it, right? Little tiny thing. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to smash it over this guy's head. And it's that little tiny bit of happiness that I get from that, right? That little endorphin rush that I get from beating this guy up with a stool or with a box, right? Just getting that little bit of a rush is what keeps you going to the next one, right? And I trust in the fact that I'm going to find little tiny moments of happiness like this, where I get to do silly things, where I get to do a little YouTube video where I'm just doing ridiculous. I have an apple, where I get to do just silly stuff all the time, right? It's that little bit of happiness. It's finding a mod like this, right? This is incredibly funny, you know, because it's just this. If you played Dungeons and Dragons, this would be Bigby's hand, right? So it's finding out that you can find happiness in little tiny things like that. It's a nice cold drink on a hot day, right? It's seeing your kid for the first time after they get home from school. It's getting home from school and seeing that you have a friend request from someone on your console, or that you've placed the highest in a tournament that you've been going after on some online game or something like that. It's important to find those little tiny moments where you feel happy. It's not happiness, I'm seeking happiness, the concept, right? Because you're always going to be miserable, because a lot of people these days think that experiences equal happiness, right? And the more cool, in quotes, the experience is, just standing there waiting for doom. You got it, lady. Oh no, there must be orcs close. Oh, thank you for enchanting my sting, sir. But I think if you can find little tiny moments, little things that make you happy, and seek those out, right? I forgot what I was talking about specifically. But it's important to realize that you're not going to find so little tiny things that can make you happy. Like, so a cold drink on a hot day, or something that you feel good about, okay? When you find those little tiny bits of happiness here and there, you get to the point where you can expect to find it in lots of places. There we go. Oh, yeah, experiences. Sometimes the Swiss cheese memory is very, very quick. So, I think a lot of people have tried to equate the idea of happiness with the idea of a cool experience. Again, when I say quote unquote cool, okay? It's all relative. It's all subjective. Or objective? Yeah, it's all objective, right? You kind of come up with what's cool to you, right? And so let's say you've never been to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and you build up to that, and you're like, I'm saving up money. I'm going to sell some crypto or whatever, whatever way that you get ready for it. You're like, I'm going to buy some stuff online that's, an adapter for the power, and I'm going to buy some some books on, like, learning French, and I'm gonna figure out the best places to go for meals and everything, and the most fun hotel and all that, right? And you go and you do all that stuff, right? And of course, you take pictures of all of it and you post it all on your social media, and you tell everybody about this amazing time, and you try to convince yourself that you're happy because of that. Now, was it going to the Eiffel Tower? Was it standing at the top of that landmark and looking out over Paris, right? Was that what made you happy? Or was it the anticipation? Was it getting ready for all of that stuff? Was it, planning out the entire experience? Was that all the happiness, and all you were doing at the end of that was going through the motions of going to Paris? It's a pretty deep concept, right? What is the part that makes you happy? Is it the imagining that you're going to go and do something, right? Is it the you're putting through your mind the steps that you're going to go through in order to make that a successful trip, okay? Well, why can't you just make that feeling happen? Why can't you just make that feeling happen? Good Lord, that's loud. Why can't you just make that feeling happen whenever you want? Because if you're getting that feeling without actually doing anything, except spending some money, you can still get that entire feeling of happiness about anything. It proves it to you that you have the ability to create that feeling within you. Okay? So, what is my complete advice? What should you take away from this video, if nothing else? Well, as comedians have put it before, and specific comedians, I'm not going to say who, because there's always controversy about who came up with a joke. It's this. Life sucks. Get a helmet, right? Life really can suck once in a while. But if you can get through those little moments of suck, or, maybe it's a little, like a longer period of something that sucks. If you can get through that by just giving yourself little moments of happiness to protect yourself, okay? To shield yourself from some of that just feeling like crap all the time. I'm not happy. Okay, well then just remember that you have ways that you can seek out to find that happiness, okay? So, if nothing else, that's what you should take away from it. You have the ability to create your own happiness, create your own state of mind. Does that mean it's that easy? Oh yeah, now that I've got the tip, the secret, I can go over and be the happiest person who ever happied. No, it's not like that. You have to be able to convince yourself, and it takes time. It takes time and practice. But remember, little moments of happiness are scattered all around you. Just look for them. They'll come to you. Just like that. All right, we'll see you in the next one here on Orpheus Plays. Hope you enjoyed the little discussion that we had today about happiness. All right, see you later. Bye.